It says we're live. I'm going to assume we're live because why would it lie to us? That's really early in the relationship to already be lying to us of StreamYard. So I'm going to assume we're live.
Yes, I'm live. My body is fully alive.
Some of us are sweating, some of us are freezing, some of us are in the car, some of us are on the floor. It's all awesome. Everything works. Hi, I'm Donnielle Carter, and I am joined today by the lovely Suzy Godsey and Viv Adcock. And so we're talking today about, is your body talking as much as your pets? And we just wanted to do this because we all did a call together the other day because we Talk to the Animals has a certified facilitator training come up, and Right Body for You has a certified facilitator training come up. And I'm like, these energies love each other and they like to play together. Animals and bodies, yeah. And so I talked to the lovely ladies. I'm like, shall we just do it live? Sure, because we like to play with each other as well as play with each other. So we're just talking about, it's like, for me, it's very interesting the way, and we were talking a little bit before about the energy, right? The original language is energy. Our pets speak energy. Our bodies speak energy. Even if it's not classified as a pet, animals speak energy. It's like, you ever been in a forest and been like, don't look down? Oh, I had it the other day. I walked into my garage and there was a 2-inch spider sitting there. And I'm like, hello? And it just looked down. It was like, hi. I'm like, I'm not in Australia. Why are you so big? Right? Why are you a 2-inch spider? But it's amazing the things that talk to us, and bodies and animals are too dynamically that speak energetically. And we don't think that, but they do. So we just wanted to come on and play and talk to y'all, do a quick hi, maybe get some tips and tools and I love that Suzy do you have all the dogs and kitty with you? Oh, do I see Diego back there? No.
Yeah, you can see them, maybe. Let's see. So there is Carol.
Hi, baby.
There's Diego. All the way back there's Charlie.
Charlie!
And then here's Paul.
And Paul. We have to have sun animals on this. I love it.
So you can see that it's warm because they're all panting.
Well, Suzy or Viv, why don't you give us one of your favorite or surprising ways that animals have communicated with you?
Well, I had when you were talking, Donnielle, it's like we all have bodies, right? Everybody on here and everybody that's watching has a body. And you watch puppies when they're babies and they just all pile. They all snuggle in together. They don't have any point of view about arms, legs, whatever. They
top,
all
bottom.
Yeah. They all just pile in together and they snuggle in deeply, and they all become this yummy energy. And it's like, how much do our bodies want to do that, but we don't even acknowledge it? I haven't seen you guys in the flesh for way too long. I'm in Australia. Yeah. You guys are in the States, and as soon as I saw Donnielle, I went, oh, I can just tap into that beautiful, yummy, soft hug that she gives, and my body's melting just seeing her, And so when we talk about energy, how much is available to us with bodies, with animals, that the animal kingdom and bodies invite us to, that we haven't acknowledged?
Yep.
Well, and part of it too, for me, is that we are so much more willing to do something good by our animals. We try to find the great food for them, or we try to find the best sleeping spot, or we give them toys and all that. But with our bodies, we often just ignore them. They tell us, don't eat anymore. You are full. Oh, this tastes so good. Let me keep going. I paid for it. I better eat it up. It's so funny how we're just not willing to really get in touch with our own body, and yet with our pets we go crazy.
Yeah. I have not made my bed because my cat's still asleep. I know I'm not the only one. It's like, oh, she's sleeping so soundly, she's even snoring. I'll make a bed later, maybe. Right?
And how's that? Your cat knows the most comfiest, most beautiful, yummy place in the entire house to be. Why do you think our animals love our beds?
I know, right? And it's funny, Suzy, you're talking about like we won't do this for our bodies as much. And it's like, and I did that just at lunch. I was at lunch with some friends, and our waiter was so excited about getting us these French fries. I don't know why. He's like, they're so good and they're not supposed to be a side, but I'll give it to you a side. And we're like, okay. And so I ate half of them, not because I wanted it, because to make him happy. It's like, it's like he worked so hard. I didn't want to just leave him. And we do. But it was cool because I kind of checked in with my body. I'm like, okay, body, can we do this for him? Because he's like, and that's the other thing is it's like, one thing I always like to talk about with bodies is how, oh, Suzy's down.
Paul's jumping around the car.
My computer got so hot that it started smelling, and I was like, what's smelling? And I was like, oh, it's the computer.
Oh no,
let's put it away. Yeah, anyway, here we go. I hope I'm on camera because I can't see myself.
You are on camera.
Yes. Nice, thank you.
Yes, you are. Gosh, I can't remember. I was talking about something about judging the body. Oh, that's right. We always judge ourselves about the bodies, right? Or like, I'm so bad because I overate. But nobody actually thinks about like how detrimental the judgment of ourselves saying that we overate is often more detrimental than eating the extra. So it's like with this waiter, I was like asking the body, I'm like, okay, body, because to me, it's the difference of being with your body or working for your body, right? So when I was like with my body, I'm like, okay, so can we eat a little bit more of these to make him happy? And he was like, my body was like, yeah, that's okay. I'm like, okay, cool. And so I didn't have any of that overfull feeling or whatever, because it made his body so happy. My body, like his body being happy, didn't even want to shag him. It was just like happiness everywhere,
Damn.
It's terrible.
Tune in tomorrow. But it's interesting because it's like, oh, you did that, it's bad and wrong. Well, no, often it's the judgment of it's bad and wrong is more detrimental. Same with animals, right?
Yep.
Well, our bodies are so forgiving. I mean, when you look at how, without awareness, prior to having these tools or having that relationship with your body, how much have we abused them with making them have sex with people they don't want to, or eat food or alcohol or take drugs or, do a job you don't want to do. It's like without that level of connection or even caring for your body, how, and this is the thing, Donnielle, it's like with animals, it's the same thing because a lot of people just see them as the pet, or they put them in the paddock and forget about them, or they just do the, what they think they should do, or they've read in a book, rather than actually every single animal is like a person. It has its own personality, its own needs, its own quirks, its own sense of humor, its own way of being in the world. And yet when we treat them all as one, we miss so much joy that can be. You think about getting to know another body, think about having sex with a body for the first time. It's like, oh my God, or getting to meet somebody for the first time. It's such it's like you're fully on, you're fully present, you're alive, you're engaged for that period of time, however long that is. And then we kind of disconnect from that. And you think about people getting a puppy or a kitten, they're all over the puppy and kitten for the first little while. Like people in COVID, they've gone out and bought cats or dogs or guinea pigs or whatever it is. And that intense joy is there short term, but to build and develop and cultivate a really amazing bond and relationship and connection, the tools at the right body for you, all the talk to the animals, open these doors to have that level of ease and communication where you can actually listen. And it does make your whole life easier. Damn it.
And for me, it's also an honoring, you know what I mean? And an honoring to the bodies, honoring to the animals. I was doing a Skype call one day, and my cat jumped up on my desk because, of course, she has a little spot, right? She has a little spot on my desk. And she jumps up, but she comes into camera for a second and just looks at me. And I'm like, hey. And she went, meow, and then went and laid down, right? She was just saying hi. It stopped the meeting because the woman I was with was like, well, she has responded immediately. I'm like, well, yeah, she was just saying hi. I'm here. She's like, what? You're talking to the cat, and she answered. I'm like, Yeah.
Doesn't everything?
Mm-hmm.
Right. But it
And
is, for me, it's an honoring. It was acknowledgement. I'm like, hi, you're here. Okay.
Yeah.
Suzy?
Well, no, and sometimes it can be so. It's definitely always fast, and the part that sometimes gets a little funny is when you're not aware of it. Like, you were talking to your cat and acknowledging her, and that blew this person away. But there are so many times when we are projecting a message to our animals, and it actually gets there so fast, and it gets delivered back very quickly. The animals actually respond to that and give you what you're asking for. And then that's what often astounds us. And we go, you're delivering this. And hey, sometimes it's not so great either, because you might be projecting something at them that is then creating a behavior you actually didn't ask for, but yet you were the one initiating it by your thought. And I think a lot of people don't really get that part, that the animals don't have any barriers up. They don't have any point of view about what you are saying to them or what you are putting out there. Basically, they just pick it all up. And by the way, how much of that does your body do on a daily basis, and how often do you project stuff at your body that may not be so great either? Because if you keep doing that, like, I'm too fat or whatever it is, your body doesn't hear I'm too fat. Your body hears fat, and it goes, oh, you want to have more of that? Sure, I'll deliver.
Yeah,
what do you want?
It doesn't care.
No.
Totally. Yeah, no, totally. It's like, and I know somebody who's always telling their cat or telling me about their cat, oh, well, she's a little broken. Her head's a little fuzzy. And so it's like every time I'm over there, I'm like, shh, don't listen. It's okay. I know she's your person, but shh, don't listen.
That's a really cool conversation, Suzy, because I hear this, but you get it when you get it. It just sunk to another level of, energy is instantaneous. With the animal kingdom, with our body, that message, whatever we're saying, whether it's kind or unkind or judgmental or, acknowledgement, it arrives instantaneously. It has an effect instantaneously on the cells of our body or the cells of the animal. And yet when we go into the thinking, processing, computing, it slows everything down. And so if you're looking to expand your awareness, but it's still the computers running everything, rather than having that connection to what your body is showing you or the animal kingdom is showing you, it's a lot more hard work to do the computing. And both of these things invite us to be present and start enjoying what we have, not judging it, enjoying what we have.
Yeah, and with that energetic creation, I always like to encourage people to acknowledge what they have created by the energy they're actually asking of. Because 99.99999% of the time, people are getting from their animals or their bodies what they're energetically talking about. And so it's like, if you're willing to be vulnerable, not self-flagellating and judgment, don't be judgy cow to yourself, but just be willing to drop those barriers and look at that. It's like, oh, I did ask my body to be fat. Oh, I did ask my dog to be bad, right? Because that wasn't my expectation. What I like to do is encourage people to celebrate that and go, I had such great communication with my body or my animal that they gave me exactly what I asked for. I just have to be clear on what I'm asking. But when you celebrate that, I like to call it acknowledgement moments instead of judgment moments. When you acknowledge that, it shifts and changes, and then you can go, oh, that was a potency. Now I can do something else with that energetic communication that I didn't think I was doing, but actually I was doing very well. Because we all communicate more with our bodies and animals than we give ourselves credit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. So why don't we, I know we're already rounding 15 minutes, which is unbelievable. So Suzy and Viv, why don't you guys talk a little bit about the Talk to the Animals CF class coming up? I'm so excited because it hasn't been done in years.
Well, I mean, what is there to say? This is going to be for facilitators only, so you already have to be a CF to come. And so the level that we're going to be presenting at is going to be at that level. So we're not going to talk about how do you start the conversation with your animal. This is really diving into your knowledge, your abilities, and if you've never done a class before and you want to dive in as a CF, it may be something where you have to step up really quickly, because we're not going to start from the beginning to include you. We're basically just throwing you off into the deep end, and we're going to do some actual sessions with people that are not in class, where we're going to put someone in the hot seat and have them facilitate. We're going to talk a lot about all these uncomfortable conversations around animals, like animal cruelty and, slaughter and all that stuff that people usually have lots of points of views about, and give you some tools on how to be facilitating that. And, so yeah, I think it's going to be a very, it could be one of those where you're going to be a bit uncomfortable, and yet you might get a lot out of it.
Beautifully said, Suzy. It's, if any of you guys are looking at expanding your awareness or having a fast track to communion, then for me, the animal kingdom is it, because you're already having that sense of communion and space and allowance in the 5 elements of intimacy the moment you're with an animal, if you're willing to receive and be and perceive and know, So for me, it's such a subtle and dynamic invitation into being without any effort. This isn't a thinking process. This is a being invitation. So, and being with your awareness and acknowledging that, and just fine-tuning your skills to perceive energy and trust what you're aware of.
And you guys have a lot of intro classes and that kind of stuff, and more facilitators in a couple weeks. If you guys are watching this and you're like, what the heck is a CF? But I want to learn how to talk to my animal. Classes are posted. Classes are coming. They're great. They're great classes to help you create that energetic communion. And you have a book, Talk to the Animal book, which is awesome. And then,
which actually Viv and I are going to start Viv is starting the book club. We're just doing a little book club on the Talk to the Animals, which that is on the introduction level. You can definitely come in, and also the thing that's called Start the Conversation are the first classes that you want to look for if you just want to try something. Nice.
I love it. What website?
And there are no prerequisites to the Start the Conversation, so you can find more out on talktotheanimals.com.
Cool. Talktotheanimals.com. Cool. And that's August 2nd through the 5th.
And what do you have coming up, Donnielle?
And then August 12th through the 15th, we have Right Body For You Certified Facilitator Training. I'm so excited. I'm very excited. And it's an advanced one. You have to be a certified facilitator and all that kind of stuff as well. And, we're going to help. I'm going to facilitate you to facilitate other people with their body problems, or what they could define as problems, and help them into a different possibility. And of course, we're going to go through a lot of information on bodies, right? What they are, how they communicate, what they like, what they don't like, what's possible, what's not possible. P.S. Nothing. Everything's possible. Sorry. Spoiler alert. Good. Spoiler alert on that one. But I can't wait. And I have a 2.5-day workshop before that, online, 9th through 11th.
And Donnielle, something that I really loved about, Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness, is just such a brilliant wordsmith when it comes to getting the energy of a subject or a topic or something that desires to be created and putting a name to that. And Right Body For You. Do you want to talk a bit about what that is, what Right Body is?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, when I first started, because, Right Body For You also has a book, and I got to be a contributor to it and wrote the first chapter and, that kind of stuff. And I had a judgment of the name, Right Body. I'm like, isn't that a judgment? But what it is it's like, we're in this reality, people are looking for the right body, to look the certain way, to feel a certain way, to do all this kind of stuff. And spoiler alert, right body is actually the body you have. Because how I mentioned earlier about if we can acknowledge that we are getting what we asked for, just to get clear on what we're asking, the way we have created our body as is from a series of asks. Sometimes it's even asking for a limitation. It's really intriguing once you get into it. It's like, actually me looking this way or having this disease is really working for me because I get this, or I don't have to do that, or I don't have to be with that person. And so it's like the right body is the body that we have because we asked for it in so many different ways. And so that's what I love Right Body for You, because it's really about getting into the mud with like how we create our bodies, why we're creating our bodies this way, and coming to a place of no judgment, but a place of celebration and creation. You know, it's like, what if your body's the creation partner you've been looking for? Because it was for me. The second I started including my body energetically, my finances changed, my relationships changed. Yeah, my body changed, but that was just one of the things on the list. It was really interesting. Even my ability to create a business or talk to people, and that was without my body like physically changing. So it's really been interesting, and kind of like, you know, my body will let me know when danger's near. If I don't have a dog with me, the body lets me know. Right? It's like my body's like, look at that over there. I'm like, what? And so it's really interesting to create this communication. And again, it's all about the energy, to create this communication with my body. And that's what Right Body for You is all about. Whether we have intro classes, we have the book, we have an audio book, we have 1-day classes, we have some potent 1-day classes also. And then we have the 2.5-day workshop, which is just, I love it. And we go through bodies and money, bodies and earth, bodies and creation, judgment, you know, little things like that. Words to use, words not to use. So it's eating, everybody's favorite topic, eating. So it's a lot of fun. And you can look for it at rightbodyforyou.com or accessconsciousness.com. And yeah, so check it out. Is your body talking as much as your pet? Yeah. Is your pet talking as much as your body? Yeah. But what would it be like if...
So the moral of the story is, if you want to get into the mud with Donnielle, choose the right body for you. Yeah. And if you'd like to soar like an eagle, come and hang out with Suzy and I in the thermals.
I love it.
Wait, now that sounds like getting into the mud is like pigs like mud. We can roll around. Ooh, like roll around in the mud and have a good time. Build up our immune systems. All right. All right. Well,
Donnielle.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Well, yes, Viv, I can't wait to hug you in your amazing body soon.
Have an awesome class, Donnielle.
Thank you. You too. Bye, ladies.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.